You know that feeling, right? That frustrating gap between who you know you are on the inside and how you actually show up in the world? It's this fog, this confusion about how to really put your value into words. Well, today we're going to clear that fog. We're going on a journey from that confusion to some real crystal clarity. And it really all boils down to this one huge question. This isn't just about your job title or your brand, not at all. It's about your impact. It's about the echo you leave in a room long after you've walked out. So what is it? What do you really truly want people to connect with when they think of you? That's the quest we're on today.
But okay, before we can even try to answer that, we have to get one fundamental principle locked in. It's the foundation for everything else we're about to build.
I love this because it just feels so counterintuitive, doesn't it? Especially in the world we live in now, which is so noisy. We think we have to be the loudest person in the room to get heard. But this idea, it says the exact opposite. Real influence, the kind that actually lasts, comes from being unbelievably clear about who you are and what you're all about. It's about being a clear, steady signal, not just more noise. So that's the million-dollar question, right? It's one thing to say, hey, just be clear. But how in the world do you actually do that? It can feel like you're trying to read the label from inside the bottle. So let's unpack a really simple but honestly profound framework that's going to guide us. Think of what's coming next as your own personal map. It's a way to get from your inner world, all your thoughts and feelings, to how you express that on the outside in a way that feels powerful and, most importantly, authentic. And here's the path, laid out perfectly. It flows from the inside out, you see? You just can't figure out your positioning in the world if you don't know what your core message is. And you're never going to know your message until you've really connected with your identity. So let's break each of these down one by one. Okay, pay close attention to the wording here. It doesn't say, who am I? It asks, who am I becoming? See, your identity isn't some static photo of you. It's a movie. It's a dynamic, evolving story of your own growth. This first step is all about looking forward, with intention, not just listing stuff from your past. So from that evolving identity, we start to uncover our message. And here's the thing. Your message isn't something you invent out of thin air. It's something you discover. What are the ideas, the themes, the questions you just can't help but talk about? You know, the stuff you get fired up about with friends over coffee? That's where your true, authentic message is hiding. And that brings us to the final step, positioning. This is where all that inner work finally meets the outside world. It's the conscious choice you make about how you want your identity and your message to be felt and understood by other people. It's all about intentionally shaping that experience. And let's be super clear on this point. This is all about authentic, intentional self-expression. We are not talking about faking a persona or using some cheap marketing tricks. This is about making sure your outside finally matches your inside, not about creating some kind of mask. Okay, so we've got the what, identity flows to message, and that informs your positioning. Awesome. But now let's get into the how. We need a way to kind of dig this information out of ourselves. So let's start with a really practical tool to help you map out your unique territory of impact. This is the 3-circle clarity map. Super simple, super powerful. The first circle, what I've lived. That's your story, your whole story, not just your resume, but your wins and your scars. The second, what I care about, is what you're genuinely curious about, the stuff that lights you up, that you'd stay up late researching just for fun. And the third circle, what people are asking about, well, that's the value that other people already see in you, even if you don't see it yourself yet. Now, each of these circles is really important all on its own. But the real magic, the big insight, that happens when you look at the one spot where all 3 of them overlap. And that right there, that is your influence zone. It's that perfect sweet spot where your personal experience, your deep passion, and the value you bring to others all click together. And here's a key distinction. This isn't the same as a niche. A niche can be some calculated thing you find in the market. Your influence zone, that's your authentic center of gravity. It's who you are. But finding this zone, it's more than just a logical exercise on a piece of paper. It has a feeling to it, right? An energy. So let's look at a tool that's designed to capture exactly that, to move from your head to your gut. I want you to just sit with this question for a second. Seriously, forget your job title, forget your accomplishments. If someone were to describe the vibe, the actual energy you leave behind, what words would you hope they'd use? So here's a simple, but I promise you, powerful exercise. Grab your phone, open up the voice memos, and just talk for a few minutes, answering that question out loud. Then, and this is the most important part, listen back to the recording. It's a way to bypass your own internal critic. Just hear the words you chose naturally, the tone of your voice. And from all of that, your job is to pull out one single sentence that just feels true.
That one sentence you just captured, that's not just some nice little phrase to put on your vision board. It's the treasure. It's the whole point of this quest. It's your guide.
It's your compass. It's the tool you can now use to navigate pretty much any decision. When you're wondering, should I take this project, or how should I introduce myself at this event? You can just look at the sentence and ask, does this align with my compass? It gives you direction and it keeps you anchored to your true self.
So there you have it. You've got the framework, you've got the map to find your unique influence zone, and now you have a compass to guide your energy and your choices. The only question left is the one that matters most. So I'll just leave you with this. What's the very next step you're going to take?